Okay, here we are at winners finals. Here we got BOUT2PUKE versus Rider24. Both players going for GTR. Chain form. That's definitely played a lot. Which makes sense. It's a strong transition. Rider with a fast chain. BOUT2PUKE. I definitely noticed them struggling to build. Rider just easily makes this 10 chain and rushes BOUT2PUKE. Takes the first round. Taking a few little pokes there at those one chains. BOUT2PUKE definitely looks like they're fishing for pieces right now. It's possibly looking to turn this into a harassment, but thinks too long and gets harassed and taken out. Some good pokes from Rider there. BOUT2PUKE was just at a situation where they were deciding whether or not they wanted to harass at that current moment. That's a pretty good advantage to take. That's a pretty good situation you can take advantage of. BOUT2PUKE denies a 2 chain here. Rider's gonna need to build fast. BOUT2PUKE's chain is about to resolve here. And is unable to get the blue they need for that. Set off their chain. BOUT2PUKE takes their first round. What we're seeing here, Rider definitely has a chaining edge, but they're also not lacking in terms of harassments. Although in this current situation, BOUT2PUKE is definitely way far ahead. Definitely sees that and chooses to take advantage of it. Rider getting a little greedy here, but is barely able to get their chain out. Unfortunately, their tail isn't quite complete and they're not able to match the 7. Bringing it to a tie here. BOUT2PUKE was just struggling to get that red for a while. They finally do get it, and ooh. This placement of those greens is going to make it a lot harder to actually dig here. And wow, just barely, just those placements of those greens. They definitely could have waited a few pieces and got a better position to dig through the one layer. And Rider sets off a strong harassment to take out BOUT2PUKE. BOUT2PUKE with a pretty strong tail here. Starts to focus on their transition more. Be able to get to extensions. Oh man, popping those purples, that was not a good, that's just... It does recover the purples though, and gets their chain back online. With their strong tail, it might just be enough. And yeah.
Yes, barely.
barely fixes their mistake. Although Rider is coming back with a 5-chain here.
Ooh.
Takes a little poke at BOUT2PUKE here.
That was a fun exchange. Watch.
Yeah, it's not very often you see a big chain come after a big chain come after another big chain. It's really hard to rebuild. Unfortunately, BOUT2PUKE just isn't able to find their way through the garbage. Rider takes the round. Well played on Rider for getting that 5-chain ready. Really blocked what BOUT2PUKE could have done. BOUT2PUKE struggling a little bit on their tail. Is able to manage it, and their tail's looking pretty strong. We're getting some back and forth attacks here. BOUT2PUKE put in a really rough situation with those greens. Is able to get their chain off, but they do have a strong tail. Does get powered in there a little bit. You know, I think if they didn't power, is still alive, but I think if they didn't power their tail there, I think they would have outchained. Getting that extra chain power would have definitely been better than just powering it. And Rider coming back with another 5-chain after that. Ooh. BOUT2PUKE getting...
Rider builds fast.
Yeah, Rider getting these strong counters after their initial chain can really catch you off, because, I mean, you're spending all that time setting your own chain off that you just don't have anything ready by the time your opponent's next chain comes around. BOUT2PUKE fixing their tail up a little bit here. Definitely tail requires some pieces that are high up. Oh no, doesn't see that Rider's chain cut there. Makes the split-second decision to go for an extension, but does not pay off. That cut was unfortunate, but it did kind of win Rider the game, or that round. Because BOUT2PUKE noticed that they understood they had time to extend. So far, just a little bit of chain building. Rider gets a strong 3-chain, BOUT2PUKE being very high up with their chain. Definitely gonna get taken out by this 5-chain. And is taken out. Oh no. Right. This is winner's files, this is a 1st to 9. BOUT2PUKE still has a good chance here. They definitely have some good fundamentals, but they've definitely been messing up their chains a bit. Fortunately, that tail does not work. The green in the center is not going to be tall enough to connect with the green to the left of it. Gets a perfect piece to set off their chain through all this garbage. Rider's gonna have a tough time catching up to this. And, well, BOUT2PUKE takes another round. Yeah, Rider definitely a bit too confident on their harassments there. They left their chain. It's not able to work if they need to work up a chain after their harassment. But that was the perfect piece for BOUT2PUKE, so definitely understandable if you don't notice that. BOUT2PUKE taking it a little slow here, building in bursts of speed right now. Meanwhile, Rider just at full speed as they go crazy, setting off their chain just as fast as they can. It's a 9 chain. Unfortunately, BOUT2PUKE is not able to get their chain off. I see a lot of vertical Puyos, so they definitely weren't able to figure out their transition or extensions. Rider brings it to match point here. Oh, BOUT2PUKE. They definitely could have gotten their transition a lot faster and would have been in a much better spot had they used those yellows that they put on their tail. BOUT2PUKE actually notices that Rider's tail isn't exactly the strongest, but Rider just gets the absolute perfect pieces to work out here. That was kind of wild.
One garbage.
BOUT2PUKE able to set off a fortune. Rider doesn't have anything ready here. They do have these tall reds that they can utilize, but BOUT2PUKE does not want to give them time of day. That was kind of wild how Rider I can't help but feel that they just got perfect pieces there. They got like the yellow red they needed and then like a double red. That was kind of wild.
Ooh, it's like BOUT2PUKE misdropped.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Definitely in a rough spot here. No one wants to misdrop. It seems like they're turning it into some kind of sandwich, but actually it's a 2 power chain. This is going to put Rider in a tough spot. Their transition is inaccessible right now. Yeah, now they're just completely covered up. All BOUT2PUKE needs is one last finishing blow. BOUT2PUKE takes a couple of quick rounds here. They definitely have a lot of potential to catch up. However, Rider also just has a lot of room to make mistakes, so stuff like this is nothing for Rider right now. Meanwhile, BOUT2PUKE needs to keep up this. It's definitely a lot of pressure. Rider goes with their full chain. Struggling with that yellow up there. Does get the right piece, but this tail is not going to match in 9. It's not enough on the extension. Not enough time to really build that. And Rider takes the set. Pretty high, pretty good games there. There's some good chaining, there's some good attacking. Well played.